Hello, today is Thursday, November 11th, 2021. I'm Joe Schmidt from TC2, and this is Staying Connected. Today, we're going to take a look at how companies are increasingly reevaluating their unified communications as a service solution, also referred to as UCaaS solutions, and how many are taking steps to address their quickly changing UCaaS needs. This is particularly important in the age of COVID and the need to support work from home and the hybrid office. I'm joined today by my buddy, David Lee, who is TC2's technical director, and we are going to discuss the importance of building a strategy and how to procure UCaaS. We'll also look at who the leading UCaaS providers are, and we'll point out some of the newer and important features that are available with UCaaS solutions. We did a similar podcast about a year ago, but things are always changing with UCaaS, and we want to help you stay in the know. Hey, David, welcome back.
Thanks, Joe. It's good to be back and on this Veterans Day.
So, David, when we spoke last year, we said a key consideration when buying a UCaaS solution is deciding what parts of the solution need to be deployed on the company's premise, that is, on their site, or if a pure UCaaS solution is the ticket. Since then, it seems like the cloud is winning in the UCaaS race.
Joe, we'll talk about that decision process in a minute, but I think that's right. Cloud is and has been winning. Having said that, there are lots of exciting UCaaS solutions and features with vendors that can provide these services.
Now, as a firm, TC2 has been doing a lot of CCaaS work lately, and it seems like Microsoft is doing extremely well in this space with its UCaaS product Teams. But there are other providers, of course, including Cisco WebEx Teams, you've got Google Meet, you've got Zoom, RingCentral, which is also the same as Avaya Cloud Office, since Avaya simply just repackages RingCentral. Let's see, you've got 8x8 and Amazon Connect. And I think, as we've said before, David, UCaaS solutions are being introduced all the time, and products just keep getting enhanced.
That's an excellent observation, Joe. It's quite daunting for an enterprise to keep up with the evolutions and all the merger and acquisition activity and the confusing branding. One example, what happened with Cisco's acquisition of BroadSoft, one may ask. BroadSoft had 19 million business subscribers in 8 countries. At the time of Cisco's acquisition, it provided UCaaS and contact center as a service, or CCaaS, for many carriers and other providers. They were the provider essentially behind the brand name. Cisco rebranded BroadSoft in the last year or two to BroadWorks, and it is still a standalone UCaaS robust solution offered by Cisco alongside WebEx Teams. Yet Cisco is really pushing that Teams product, WebEx Teams, in competition with Microsoft Teams. So again, that's the part about the branding and confusion that enterprise see.
You know, a year ago, we surmised that Microsoft is winning this race with Teams, which, for those trying to catch up, used to be called Skype for Business, which used to be called Lync. So do you think that's still true?
Yes, Joe, I believe that Microsoft has the most compelling story, given their history in the enterprise, supporting a range of end-user devices for many years as a PC, operating system, mobile phone software company, etc. 13 years ago, let's not forget, Microsoft announced Office Communication Server, or OCS, a little bit of history. And within a handful of years, Microsoft has delivered on their roadmap and has become a strong UCaaS solution provider, competing with the brand names of Cisco and Avaya. We've seen many large enterprises aggressively consolidate their heterogeneous IP telephony and collaboration conferencing solutions into Microsoft Unified Teams environment. COVID likely accelerated this consolidation given work from home requirements and the need for a universal, secure, and scalable UCaaS system.
Now, UCaaS solutions should provide scalability easier than a premise-based solution. So how does a company know if the solution they want can scale to meet their needs?
Well, actually, scalability, Joe, is a key requirement, and work from home needs have tested many enterprise IT systems to scale when they are deployed in this environment. But inherently, UCaaS and CCaaS is scalable compared to legacy premise solutions, since UCaaS is an on-demand service Companies can scale their communication needs to what is required at the time, either up or down. However, prior to launching a full procurement, I recommend buyers have extensive customer reference interviews, supplier capability meetings, as well as pilots. An enterprise also needs to consider its unique UCaaS solution requirements, which can vary by global region, business units, site types, and user personas, factors such as security and privacy, depending on the country or the region, integration with existing third-party applications and contact center systems, as well as support for industry-unique standards, to name a handful of requirements to consider.
David, let's do a little review. How does a company actually buy one of these solutions?
Joe, companies need to set a strategy and then develop some level of requirements, defining those requirements, preferably documented in a comprehensive RFP, so that technical requirements and other related service level requirements and such are assessed, along with being able to explore and evaluate the pricing and the deal terms before a provider is selected.
And companies need to do more than just pick the UCaaS solution. They also need to consider how the solution will be deployed and supported on day 2. That's really important when premise-based equipment is required and the enterprise has a global footprint.
That's right, Joe. If there's a requirement for premise equipment, such as branch voice gateways, SBCs on the premise because of regulatory regimes in certain countries don't allow SBC as a service or in the cloud, phone sets, the enterprise needs to determine who will deploy it and if they want to maintain and manage this premise equipment on an ongoing basis.
So if a company wants to buy a managed solution, and a lot of companies do, at least that's what I've seen, who do they engage?
Well, that often comes down to where the company needs support, as well as the specific managed services capabilities and deployment needs. For example, if an enterprise requires a supplier to provide both the UCaaS solution as well as the day 2 managed services on a global basis, there are not that many suppliers that can do it well in all global regions. Sure, there are UCaaS pure play providers that will recommend partners who can provide the feet on the street, but the UCaaS provider may not be contractually bound in that arrangement to provide an end-to-end service, including uptime and change and release management of your premise equipment.
All right, you did it last time when we talked about this, so I'm going to ask you again. Do you want to share some of the names of those providers?
Absolutely, Joe. Enterprises should consider ICT integrators such as Dimension Data, now called Entity Global, Continuant, Connect, Tata Consultancy Services, or TCS, and other integrators who can provide custom service levels and a management wrapper around the generic UCaaS solution to support the needs of a large multinational corporation. However, if an enterprise just needs the essential cloud-based capabilities and features of UCaaS, then there are many providers who can deliver that service. But remember that their service demarcation is at the edge of their data center, and it is difficult to prove it is their service that failed unless one has specific monitoring and diagnostic tools, particularly if the service is delivered over the public internet, which often it is.
All right, thanks, David. That's a good list. And there are plenty of other providers out there that are well qualified if your requirements match up with their capabilities. But do make sure, though, that you give the suppliers that you're considering a heads up before sending the RFP or this list of requirements that you might have so that you can do some pre-qualification of the supplier. And it also allows the supplier to pull together their bid team and help get you a solid proposal without delaying the procurement process. Okay, David, let's talk about some of the features that are available with today's UCaaS solutions.
Well, a true UCaaS platform provides a lot, including voice calling, audio, video, and web conferencing, messaging, chat, presence, collaboration, integration with productivity tools such as Office or Microsoft 365. We're seeing a strong push by our clients to get rid of legacy desk phones in favor of software clients that run on laptops, smartphones, and tablets. This has accelerated significantly due to work from home requirements.
In our work, we've seen many companies are coming to realize, well, what you just said, that UCaaS provides a lot and companies don't need separate solutions, one for voice and another for conferencing.
Yes, that's true, and probably why UCaaS and CCaaS is such a hot topic right now. CIOs are realizing that big savings and improved productivity are available if they implement the right solution. Unfortunately, there's sometimes a good reason for companies running a few platforms, often because the one platform can't meet all the company's requirements or there is no budget to invest in the deployment of a comprehensive and fully integrated new enterprise UCaaS system.
Hey, so David, like you did on last year's UCaaS podcast, why don't you tell us what some of the top features are that you think are important and relevant for enterprises today?
Right, Joe. Well, firstly, security, including privacy for your UCaaS content, is critically important, but not really an exciting topic for most IT folks. It's a capability that is a must-have, especially for organizations that are required to comply with GDPR, CCPA, and other privacy requirements. The voice calling, chat, video, and desktop sharing content should be encrypted in transit and at rest. Secondly, would be mobility, meaning supporting the anywhere organization. Knowledge workers are still working from home at least a portion of the week, and most enterprises realize that having everyone come back to the office may not make sense in the medium term. These remote workers and field sales employees want devices and apps to easily and quickly reach their colleagues and customers. Other features, Joe, include single number reach, click to dial, federation, or interoperating with customer and suppliers within their UCaaS ecosystem, virtual auto attendant, voicemail to text, and call handoff, which allows you to move your call from your mobile phone to your desk phone without the person on the call knowing, or the soft phone on your laptop. In addition, the introduction of artificial intelligence and CPaaS, which is communication platform as a service, into the UCaaS solution areas provides an entire step function of new capabilities. In short, with CPaaS and enterprises developers can communications enable workflows or existing applications more quickly so that it's tailored to meet an organization's specific needs, as well as provide open APIs and text messaging integration with customer-owned CRM applications.
Okay, thanks, David. Good stuff. Clearly, UCaaS will remain front and center for some time. So if you are interested in UCaaS or contact center as a service solutions and like to discuss it with David or me or any of our LB3 and TC2 colleagues, please give us a call or drop us an email. You can also stay up to date by subscribing to the Staying Connected podcasts, by checking out our websites, and by following us on LinkedIn.